What's up, y'all? This your girl Alice Sage with Rise With Me. We're rising over here. But that's enough about that. Know that I am grateful for each and every last one of you who have subscribed to this channel and who has viewed my work. Or shall I say the Divine's work through me. This is not a channel if you desiring a quick fix, because it's been my experience that quick fixes don't last very long. But if you're here for a real fix, this is the place for you, because you'll get some keys that you can turn and they'll work for you in your life. Well, anyway, the Divine has been speaking to me about, it's been some of you that have been suffering in silence. You know, a lot of times people will not have harmony within themselves because they so busy sharing with everybody else. They so busy putting their energy into everybody else, and they wind up being depleted them own selves. Y'all know how it is out here. Some of you go out here, you light workers. It'll get to the point that you even feeling left out in the cold because you so busy sharing. You know, when you talk to someone, when somebody comes to you and they need a shoulder to cry on, and you listen. You don't say nothing, you don't make it about you, you actually just listen. Well, when it comes time that when the occasion comes that you may need that shoulder to cry on, they'll start off listening, but you can tell that they're really not paying you no attention. And then the next thing you know, the conversation winds up all about them. And you didn't get to vent. Well, I'm going to tell you like this. That was actually a great thing. That was a great thing. Because everybody don't need to know your business. And by them rejecting listening to you, allowing you to vent or to get something off your chest, by them not listening, maybe that just wasn't the one that the Divine had for you to spill your guts. Maybe that kept your business from being out in them streets. So a lot of times people make you feel like an outsider, even when you know that you have done everything for them. Now, here it is sharing again. So the Divine is telling you that you're suffering in silence because you're giving too much of your energy. You're giving too much of yourself to those who don't appreciate you. So you're going to have to get to the point that you can pull back on giving so much. Some of you need to step away from politics. You know, that being religiously and politically correct, doing what's expected of you all the time, and then allow yourself to suffer in silence because you didn't desire to do it in the first place. So you went on and did it because you didn't desire for somebody else to look at you in a certain light. You're giving too much of yourself, and thus it is causing you to suffer in silence. Because when you're in need of that listening ear, or sometimes finances, or sometimes somebody as simple as picking up the children. They ain't there for you, but you always there for them. So ain't something wrong with that picture. Sometimes you be desiring to just rebel instead of sharing. But now you go ahead and you be like, I'm gonna be humble. I'm gonna do it. And God gonna bless me. How? Because you really didn't desire to do it from the get-go. It was a burden for you to do it. And you did it because you didn't desire for somebody to look upon you in a certain type of way. So how you feel like you gonna be blessed for that? Because you did it grudgingly. All because your ego would not allow you. You know that little voice that's in your head that says, well, go on and do it. You don't want nobody to look bad on you. Y'all better learn some self-love. See, I told you, you can't make it up. Everybody's so busy riding your back. And you the one that's worn down, exhausted, in mental calamity, and everything else. And you suffering in silence because you ain't opening up your mouth, allowing people to know exactly how you feel. So how can you expect anything else? If you keep doing the same thing, how can you expect a different outcome? A lot of times people say, well, God knows. Okay, yeah, God knows. And God knows that you know. Because the divine done told you several times, open up your mouth. But now, you let ego take over. You let pride take over. You let that little voice, oh, don't hurt their feelings. You know that's going to hurt their feelings. They don't care nothing about hurting your feelings, do they? See, I had to get the lease on that lesson. If they can't be there for you, why are you continuously allowing yourself to be burdened by allowing them to ride on your back? See, that's going up a strenuous ass mountain. And then, on top of that, when they ask you to do something for them and you go on and do it, even though you know you got stuff that you need to be doing yourself, they'll ride your back. Did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it? And all you doing is allowing these individuals to mess with your creativity. It starts affecting your sacral chakra. It starts infecting and affecting your solar plexus. Then you start winding up with stuff like heartburn and stuff like that. Acid reflux and stuff. That's because you keeping your mouth shut. That's because you know that feeling when you done tried your best and inconvenienced yourself to help someone. And then those individuals come back nagging you, well, you didn't do this and you didn't do that, when you already have inconvenienced yourself and put yourself in a bind and let your stuff go just to help them. And then they want to start nagging and complaining. You know, the stomach, that feeling that you get in your stomach and it starts tightening up. Well, that's messing with your solar plexus and it's messing with your sacral chakra. And then the next thing you know, your life is thrown out of balance because your chakras are not aligned. Then it starts affecting your third eye. Your throat chakra is already weak because you're not speaking up for yourself. Get some lapis lazuli and some amethyst. But anyway. And then it starts infecting and affecting your crown chakra. And you start having headaches and stuff all the time. You got to watch other people's burdens that you are carrying. Because a lot of times, you taking on them individuals' karma too. And then you wondering why you suffering in silence. But everybody else coming and they dumping on you because 99 times out of 100, you're an empath. You know? So it's like you suffering in silence. You all misaligned. You taking on other people's karma. And you do what? You keep on giving. And everybody loves a gift horse, now don't they? I'm just saying. You need to learn how to rebel. Because you haven't been rebelling. And yet this keeps winding up at your door. You need to learn those 2 letters. You know, the one that begins with capital N. No. No. Learn how liberating and how freeing that word can really be. People be trying to make you feel guilty. The divine is saying, come up out of guilt. The divine is saying, become a rebel and come up out of that guilt that other people trying to place on you. Because number one, if they was handling their own responsibility, you know, if they were owning the self by keeping an eye out on the self. But instead, y'all running around here feeling guilty because of somebody else's mess, because of somebody else's crap. See? All up in your head, and all you desire to do is just, come on. Because y'all ain't trusting yourselves enough to be free. Learn that word. No. No. I have other things that I have to do today. Self-love does not mean selfish love. But selfish love will always take precedence over self-love if allowed. Allow being the objective word, which is a verb. It is an action. You are allowing selfishness of others to interfere with your self-love. As long as people can, sweetest, they going to, and they will continue. They will continue to keep you as an outsider, even with the own self, because you are not keeping an eye on the self. And if you don't keep an eye out on the self, how can you own the self? Did you catch that? You got all these hands and stuff playing in your head. Guilt, anguish, resentment. And that's all the stuff that's stopping your system up, because you have not had the ability to tell people no. You need to learn how to become more conscious and become a rebel. The Creator is here saying, trust in yourself to be free. Get beyond these illusions of suppressing how you really feel. Get beyond those illusions. Because this is where it's got you at. Always giving, but never able to receive. And when you do receive, you still an outsider. And 9 times out of 10, when you do receive, all you doing is receiving someone else's karma because you interfering in what they supposed to be handling themselves. I'm just saying. Like I told y'all over here, we keep it real. You ain't even got time to play. What season have you had for playfulness? You can't, because you always taking care of somebody else's stuff. You're making everybody else abundant in their life. What about your life? Do you not matter? Suffering in silence. Think about all of those relationships, whether it's friendship, relationship, any kind of ship. You better start learning how to put yourself first. Learn how to release with the minds of being here in reverse. Learn how to release other people's burdens and stuff. And come into your own abundance. Become abundant within yourself. And then you can overflow to someone else. But stop putting yourself on the back burner because you always out here sharing with somebody else. I'm just saying. It's called self-love. See, you're not postponing other people's stuff. You postponing your own stuff. And when you postpone your own stuff, you messing with your own abundance. See? Because you always compromising, holding on to other people's stuff, and it brings you what? Sorrow. Because you trying to be so understanding, making a choice, experiencing other people's mess. I mean, come on. How can you expect anything different if you keep doing the same thing? How can you expect different results if you keep doing the same thing? All you sitting back in silence, suffering in silence, when you have the key within yourself with those 2 letters that begin with N and ends with O. Cast that spell. No. The divine is telling you to come out of silence. Open up that 3rd chakra, or that eye chakra. Open up your throat chakra. And stop postponing your own stuff. That's what the divine is saying. Come out of that silence. Stop postponing your own stuff. Have a transformation. Live your life innocently. I get you say, Alice, what do you mean by live my life innocently? If you're not taking on other people's burdens, because you're innocent to other people's burdens. So why are you constantly burdening yourself with other people's problems? Now, it's nothing wrong with helping one. Nothing wrong with it. But when you doing it all the time, then yes, it is something definitely wrong with it. Y'all better learn? No. No. Just like when you don't want to sleep with someone and you say no. Learn that same power, that same authority. The divine is saying that y'all have not been listening to divine guidance. I'm just saying. Because the divine been done told you to lay them burdens down. The divine is saying that you need to master saying no, and have a, all right, y'all know it only goes 20 minutes. But anyway, the divine is saying that you need to have some self-mastery. You need to master being able to say the word no and have a rebirth. In other words, lay those burdens down. And it's simple. No, I have my own things to do. We're coming up on a new year. Are you going to continue to suffer in silence? I should hope not. Ain't no need in being all up in your head with other people's crap. Let it go. Let it go. Because they won't do it for you. At all. That's been proved. The divine is saying let go of the exhaustion. You know that y'all carry around as a result of postponing what you need to do for yourself and always helping someone else. Lay it down. Lay all of those burdens down that so easily beseech you. This should be in the upright, slowing down, but it's in the reverse. You so quick to help someone else. What about you? Don't you matter? I'm just saying, it's called self-love. A lot of you ain't even ready to even begin to learn the words no. Oh, a lot of you suffering in silence. It may be that relationship that has been burdening you. You can't even have a successful relationship because it's unbalanced. It's unequal. You're the one giving. You're the one that's running behind them. And then you sit back feeling some type of way within yourself. But if you got to run behind someone, if you got to beg someone to be with you, knowing that they doing this and knowing that they doing that, learn how to say no, no more. Learn how to master thy own self. Learn how to walk away. Stop suffering in silence because you deserve better than what you have been receiving. Learn how to have that success in your own life. Because you're the one that's been doing it the whole time while they were sitting around being lazy. And let's be honest about it. 9 times out of 10, even in a relationship, when someone asks you to do something that they can go do themselves, 9 times out of 10, they just being lazy. And they know that you the yes girl or the yes man, and you'll go ahead and do it instead of fighting it. You know, somebody don't want this word. They got a little upset on that one right there. Slow down. Change your own life by becoming more aware of where the source of the problems are. And the source is you. I mean, just keeping it 100. It begins and it ends with you. Because there has been no receptivity. There has been no receptivity at all. If an individual cannot have receptivity with you, why are you going to keep giving your energy out? It's got so many of y'all up in your head because you're not getting receptivity. It is only when it is receptivity can there be creativity. Like I said, a lot of this is messing with your sacral chakra. And that's where your creativity comes from. If one is not willing to participate with you, have the courage to walk away. Have the courage to walk away. Know when something has become right in your life. In other words, know when it's time to walk away from some of the things that's coming against you. Instead of sitting there and continuously suffering in silence, walk away. Use those to have the courage to use those 2 words and cast the biggest spell of your life. Because they teach you spelling in school and you are none the wise. Because power of life and death is in the tongue. So that word carries a lot of power. No. Learn what that word can do for you. Stop suffering in silence. Because you are the source. You are the key to relieving your own stress. You the key. You the key. A lot of you not even flowering like you should be because you suffering in silence. A lot of you not even going on new adventures because you so worried about, well, what they gonna do and what they gonna do and what they gonna do if I ain't around. Well, if you wasn't around, they find a way. They find a way for everything else. They find a way for you to do it, don't they? I'm just saying. They got you living ordinary and they living extraordinary. Off for you. Go on that adventure. Tear that shit down. Give them a lightning moment by saying the word no. Because I guarantee you, when you say that word no, they're going to be like, it's going to shock them. Watch it and see. You're so exhausted. Like I said a while ago, they live an extraordinary life off of you and you live an ordinary. The Divine is saying, hey, have a breakthrough. Stop clinging to the past. Because in essence, other people are controlling you. I'm just saying. Start looking at the possibilities that you could have if you would just learn those special words. That special word, no. We all remember that movie, The Bodyguard, Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner. When that guy that really was stalking Whitney Houston, he said, no, learn to use that word, no. And I bet you it's going to creep people out. They're going to leave you alone. They're going to stop being a burden to you. It's nothing wrong with being friendly. It's nothing wrong with going with the flow. But sometimes, them flows get heavy. It gets rapid. And there's a lot of stones and stuff out there. And you the one that's like a pinball machine. Ding, 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 ding. You like the pinball. Ding, 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 ding. From one to another. Yeah, I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it, I do it. And knowing within yourself, you don't desire to do it. Because you got your own stuff to do. You got your own flowering to go through. You got your own healing to go through. Sometimes you like to travel. You need to bring your life into harmony instead of just existing. Because that's all you doing is existing, suffering in silence. Become complete within your own right. You are the final piece to that puzzle in your life, in your own life. But you're allowing your life to go moment to moment, being alone and stuff, feeling blank, because you do what? You keep sharing. And you the one that's suffering in silence. Learn the power and the strength that comes from the word no. No, I am not taking this anymore. No, I am not doing that. I have my own stuff to do. And you ain't even got to say that you have your own stuff to do. That's your right. That's your God-given right to be able to use those powerful words. Well, that powerful word, no. Well, y'all, we over here rising. This been Alice Sage with Rise With Me. Yeah, y'all gonna come into the maturity. Y'all coming into it. Y'all gonna learn how to master that. Learn that word no. I had to learn it. Y'all learn it. Stop suffering in silence and everybody else getting off scot-free and you handling their responsibilities. Well, y'all, much love. I'll be hollering at you later.